Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. If Crystal Quartz was a Bob Marley song, it would be Three Little Birdies, possibly. Buffalo Soldiers, yeah, Three Little Birdies. Three Little Bird, every little thing gonna be alright. Well, my point I'm getting at is, like Bob Marley's most common song. If Quartz was a Bob Marley song, it would be Three Little Birdies, because Three Little Birdies is one of Bob Marley's most common, most popular song. One of them, you know what I'm saying, amongst a few. But same thing with the Crystal Kingdom with Crystal Quartz. Like Crystal Quartz is the most, if not the most popular crystal within the Crystal Kingdom. And I just want to share with you a little bit of my own experiences with crystal quartz. Not gonna get too in depth of just the basic information of it, but more of just like I say, getting into my experience with it. But I will add a few characteristics of it while explaining. But it's really though I just want to give that warning. That's what it's really about. This video is about warning people of crystal quartz. It's not, you're part of source, so there's nothing to fear. I ain't say fear crystal quartz. I just said warning about crystal quartz. You should just, like I say, be conscious of how you use it. But basically, crystal quartz not only is one of the few, it's one of the few crystals that could be programmed. Because I mean, in essence, you could program any crystal in essence of how I say, where you could tell it to amplify its purpose, or to have a specific purpose within. Like say, for instance, you got a stone for abundance, but what do you want with abundance? You know what I'm saying? You could ask that stone to do a specific thing dealing with abundance. But like say, for instance, you know, clear quartz, because it has no color, it has no other minerals in it to give it a vibrational direction. You know what I'm saying? Like say for instance, like where different minerals in stones is what give its programming in essence. But quartz don't have unless it has inclusions or unless it's rutile or unless it has something in it. It's just silicon and oxygen. You know what I'm saying? But basically, it's one of the few stones that like I said, it doesn't have material in it, so therefore it could be programmed. Cause what I want to say, like compared to like say for instance lepidolite, cause lepidolite has lithium in it. I mean, yeah, you could try to program it in essence, but you could only it's gonna mainly be used as something with lithium, so it's gonna mainly be used to say for instance to calm you down or to stop anxiety, you know what I'm saying, or stop anxiety in this situation, where crystal quartz I could be like, hey, amplify vibration for me to dunk like Michael Jordan. Amplify vibration for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just for example, you know what I'm saying? Which is made for you to use your imagination anyway, So if which somebody to deal with crystals probably won't still have hoop dreams. But just to give an example, But crystal quartz is programmable. Matter of fact, in essence, that's why it's used in your computer's motherboards also because it's programmable. You know what I'm saying? It could be, hey, have this certain thing I want you to amplify. Amplify this, and that's what it does. But what I was gonna bring up too, like with the dangerousness with it, well, my own experience, what I'm saying, what happened to me, what I'm saying, which was like, this was like early in my crystal, wearing again. I just started wearing crystals and dealing with them. So, I'm not knowing too much. And two, I was kind of like, which I still kind of like to have my crystals around. You know, I'm a shamanistic, you know what I'm saying, soul. You know, I've been traveling, dealing with vibrations, so I like my crystals, you know. But I used to have a big piece of crystal quartz I used to wear, and that's what I want to warn people about, man. Like, uh, I mean, it's cool to wear quartz. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing quartz, but be conscious of your state of being when you're wearing quartz, and also don't let people touch your quartz. Don't yeah, I'm gonna say it like that because I mean it amplifies things, and even though I'm more sensitive and it actually touched me a different way, still for all people, you know, if you wear quartz, don't let nobody touch your quartz. But long story short, I was wearing a piece of quartz, you know, nice big piece too. Not as big as my big piece like this, but it was a nice solid piece of crystal quartz. Matter of fact, I think I ended up making a necklace out of it and selling. I was like, look, get rid of this piece of quartz. Matter of fact, I ended up trading it to somebody for my big piece of kyanite. But in any case, I was wearing a big piece of quartz at the time. You know, I was new to the crystal information and you know, as far as the characteristics of each crystal. Cause I mean, I knew what quartz did, and but you know, I hadn't experienced it. Let's say that, like I knew by reading about it, but I hadn't. You know, I was new to feeling the vibrations and actually seeing how they work. But I was wearing crystal quartz, and I ended up walking up to somebody, having a conversation or whatever with a bunch of people I knew. And I walked up, and he was like, "Oh man, that's cool, man. That's crystal quartz right there." And he took his finger, his index finger, and he tapped it like you know, and it felt like it was kind of purposely, you know, which made me feel some kind of way. Cause as a matter of fact, after I came out of it, I asked him if he did voodoo, but he's like, man, that's pretty cool, and he tapped it like this, and I mean, almost instantly when he tapped it, the feeling of not the pain, you know, feeling from it, but just the actual action of like blacking out, like from getting knocked out or getting punched or you know, if you ever just got your lights knocked out, you know what I'm saying? It was that feeling there where it's like when he tapped it, it's like I went like into like to like nowhere instantly. Like I just blacked out while on my feet, like I just didn't fall or whatever, but I blacked out right quick. And then you know it's almost like feeling like I'm coming back from a concussion, like you know how when you seeing people talking in front of you, because that's what it was. It's like you know almost like that rough counting them fingers, but it's like everybody was talking, and you know it's like Corey, you know like you come back and then you finally could hear him again, like Corey, are you all right? Like what's wrong with you? I'm like dude. Now before I can even say, it, I just look at the dude. I'm like man, like do you know voodoo or something? Like dude. Like what just happened, you know what I'm saying? In which, you know, because I'm early in you know, in my crystal, you know, in my crystal, how I say, we're in working with crystal. I'm early in the game. We're working with crystals, and then my crystal knowledge, you know, that I'm attaining. That you know, the first thing I went to was asking about voodoo because I don't know no better. Like you know, I didn't know that you know I knew quartz amplified things, but I hadn't felt the power of it. You know what I'm saying firsthand. So the first thing when I come from out of blackout, I'm like, you know, like dude, like man, you know voodoo or something. Like what did you just do? It's like, you know, like almost like you know I don't know what you're talking about. You know, and two, cause but at that time, even though I didn't have my crystal information, you know like I said, I wasn't that experienced with actual feeling crystals. I was experienced about knowing the way vibrations move through people, and that's why I felt some kind of way. Cause I like maybe that like his soul or some spirit, you know what I'm saying, wasn't being righteous and decided to fuck with me and tap, you know what I'm saying, mess with my energy. Excuse my language, but decided to mess with me and you know, and tap my stone in order to back me out, you know what I'm saying? As if to, and two, as if to show me the power of it, I guess. But I felt like that was like that's why I felt some kind of way about the dude. And I was like, wait, you know, voodoo or something, or what's wrong, or something. Your spirit knew something because for you to just tap my stuff and back me out like that, you know, that just felt like it was super intentional, you know. But that was my experience with crystal quartz. That kind of matter of fact that stopped me from wearing quartz. And not only it stopped me from wearing quartz, but also too, because even after that, you know, dealing with different quartz, because quartz also, depending on the formation of quartz, the way it's made, what I'm saying, where you got a tabular quartz, where, say for instance, where it's flat on one edge, on two edges than it is on the other uh two edges or four edges, what I'm saying, because most of the time quartz is going to be a six-edged stone, hexagonal. But yeah, like different quartz is programmed for, or could be used for different things, So like I said, you got the tabular quartz, could be used for communication. You got phantom quartz, which is good with connecting with the Akashic records. But even though you could program them, dealing with formations too, they kind of somewhere have a specific purpose. You got cathedral quartz, where they might have like like other quartz, growing with on top of each other in essence. But these different quartz have different different programmers or different vibrations that come with them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with just like with other stones, you know what I'm saying? Like with other stones, already got a typical vibration that come with them. Well, with different type of quartz, unlike just a plain piece of quartz, with the different formations of quartz, they kind of come with somewhat of a general programming already, where you add a programming to it, but it has a general programming to it. So back to where I was going with this is that the reason why I don't wear quartz is not only from that experience, but two, you can have different quartz, like you said, friends, you got a bunch of different quartz on you. It's doing a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different programmings you may have going on. You know what I'm saying? It could make for a confusing situation, or overwhelming, situation where the energy is overwhelming and confusing, so you don't know where you're going left, right, up, down, channeling somebody, not channeling somebody, protecting yourself from negative energy, bringing in abundance, trying to be humble, you know what I'm saying? Because that could be confusing if you program, because say for instance, being humble and wanting abundance is not two opposing things, but say for instance, just for example though, but if you have it on that super humble, like say for instance, a stone that some days you want to get away from being too money minded or whatever. Just say for instance, so you got a crystal quartz that hey, crystal quartz, I program you to amplify the vibration of humbleness. All right, cool. And that's the one you carry on you whenever you want to be humble. You don't want to be, you know, too confident in your, and I say too confident, but you don't want to beat on your chest with the abundance. You know what I'm saying? So all right, cool. Use that stone. But then you got over here though, when you out selling your crystals and you out selling braces, or you doing business or whatever, you got a crystal quartz where you like, hey, crystal quartz, I want you to amplify the vibration of abundance. Bring that money in and help me to feel confident, to make me know that I'm money. You know what I'm saying? Cool. All right, well, you take these two crystals, the one you program to, amplify your confidence with money, and the one you program to humble you with money, and you have both of them together, that makes for a very confusing, situation. So in general, that's why, like with some quartz, you got double terminated quartz, but it's different. Matter of fact, I have a video on that too later. But different quartz has the different vibrations, and they could all, what I'm saying, throw you off. That's why I like, say for instance, now if you ever notice, I don't even like to carry quartz as a pocket stone. Like my quartz typically stay in the crib. The only quartz that really travel with me is this one right here, because I generally give it the programming to either amplify channeling or to amplify the vibration of abundance. It's either on one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I don't go too far outside of that, and it's one of the few quartz that I carry on me. But like all my other quartz that I have, like I don't. Matter of fact, I thought I had them up here, but I don't carry that on me, because it could become too confusing, or like I have to carry like only certain ones and know which one I program for what, or reprogram to make sure that we on the same page or whatever. But dealing with quartzes sometimes could be a very intricate dyslexic. It could be a very intricate situation, with programming. So you want to pay attention and be careful on dealing with how to program your quartz. and also because and Quartz so picture like how that situation happened with me, because also Quartz does absorb energies very easily. So another thing dealing with Quartz, somewhat like shungite, you want to make sure that you cleanse it quite often. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't cleanse your Quartz often, it got them vibrations that it partake, that it took in, within the day, or it may have a different programming that you don't programming that no longer serve you, and you want to switch it up. But whatever the case may be, you just want to clear, be conscious of clearing your Quartz and be conscious of programming your Quartz. You know what I'm saying? Cause matter of fact, I remember too how my energy used to flow like a pendulum, like where I would be wearing it, and if I wouldn't catch it, I get too close. If I go to clowning and say, for instance, being closer to my lower vibrations, and I get too far into where I get close to wanting to joke and clown like the old Kari, and I'm like, whoa, where that came from? Oh, and I shake back, and then it could go in the opposite direction where the pendulum swing in the highly spiritual, and then, I got an overpowering crown chakra where now I just want to just meditate and be disconnected from people fully, like, and just the crown chakra just too amplified, because that was, that's where my thoughts went, and it snowballed that effect. That's another thing, because it'll snowball that effect, whichever whichever direction you give more momentum, because it's just like real energy in the science with physics and all this, and quantum physics for that instance. But the whichever momentum you give it, that's the way it's going. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to being around people, or you're having thoughts where you heighten your vibration, it'll swing your way that way. So you gotta be very conscious when wearing quartz. Point blank period. You gotta be conscious of your vibration, conscious of your surroundings, conscious of the programming, and just conscious of what type of quartz you're dealing with. You know. But like I said, that's just my experience with quartz, and that's just my warning to everybody. And like I said on one of my other videos, it's like, that's just my experience with quartz. I don't know what kind of experience you may have with quartz, but like I said, it is the general vibration of quartz to amplify things. So even though you may not have the same exact type of stories or instances, it still may be some type of close comparisons or some type of way this information help dealing with quartz. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.